A looming federal court ruling could have a ripple effect on reproductive rights across the country. The Supreme Court is set to decide on a Mississippi case that could overturn Roe versus Wade, which of course guarantees the right to an abortion. Max has more on how pro-choice leaders in Michigan are preparing for that possibility. Max?
Yeah, Janice, Michigan actually has an abortion ban. It has been on the books since 1931, but it sat dormant since that Roe v. Wade decision back in 1973. And pro-choice groups and leaders say that if Roe v. Wade is overturned, that law would go back into effect. And so to prevent that from happening, two historic lawsuits were filed in our state, one by ACLU Michigan on behalf of Planned Parenthood and the other by Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Two separate suits with the same goal: to declare our state's constitution protects the rights to an abortion. And before we dive into the lawsuits, we're going to take a look at what exactly is on the line here. If the Supreme Court reverses Roe v. Wade, more than 2 million women in Michigan would lose access to legal abortion. The state health department says there were almost 30,000 abortions in 2020, but the 1931 law would criminalize that kind of care, meaning doctors and nurses who perform abortions could be sent to prison.
And that might mean that they have to travel really far distances in order to seek care in another state. Many people can't afford to do that, don't have the means or the resources to do that. And so they might resort to really unsafe and dangerous ways to self-manage abortions. And that is definitely not what anyone wants to happen in our state.
The ACLU Planned Parenthood lawsuit looks to prevent Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel from enforcing the ban against abortion providers. Meantime, Governor Gretchen Whitmer's lawsuit is sitting in the Oakland County Circuit Court, and that one calls on prosecutors in 13 different counties with an abortion clinic to protect a woman's right to choose. And Whitmer with passionate remarks on Twitter today saying, no matter what happens to Roe, I am going to fight and use all the tools I have as a governor to ensure reproductive freedom is protected. Today in court, I represent all those who deserve the freedom to choose their own future, and that is a fight worth having. And both of these lawsuits want the court to act fast because while Nessel and Whitmer both oppose the ban, they're also both up for re-election this fall. And Republicans, they control the state legislature, and they likely would not overturn any decision made by the Supreme Court. And in response to these lawsuits, representatives for Republican House Speaker Jason Wentworth sending us this statement today. Everyone is confused why the Attorney General would choose not to do her job. And just like everyone else, we are still reviewing that decision and the new suit with legal counsel.